Hi, my name is Hayden Beach, and this is my presentation on disaster management in Sweden. Dating back to 1986, the Swedish Agency for Civil Emergency Planning was established. In 2002, the Swedish Agency for Civil Emergency Planning was replaced by the Swedish Emergency Management Agency. The Swedish Civil Contingency Agency was created in 2009. The Swedish Emergency Management Agency, also known as SEMA, is much like the United States version of FEMA. It's responsible for civil protection, public safety, emergency management, civil defense, and at the national level, it's responsible for technical infrastructure, transportation, spreading of toxic substances, economic security, coordination, interaction and information by area, protection, rescue, and care. In order to implement a strong form of emergency management, all of these services were combined into the new Civil Contingencies Agency, also known as MSB, which was established in 2009. The Swedish Civil Contingency Agency is a combination of the Swedish Emergency Management Agency, the Swedish Rescue Services, and the Swedish National Board of Psychological Defense. It was created to better prevent and mitigate natural disasters. The implementation pattern that Sweden uses is bottom-up, which is also commonly used in the United States. It goes local, state, then national, and is triggered by the local government. Sweden also created an implementation pattern called the National Implementation Pattern. It's a combination of top-down and bottom-up, and it's triggered by the national government. Sweden responds to many different disaster hazards, which include flooding, tornadoes, hurricanes, landslides, fires, ferry crashes, winter storms, bridge collapses, train crashes. Other influential disasters include landslide tug in 1977, the assassination of the Prime Minister in 1986, the Estonia ferry sinking in 1994, major flooding in 1997, nightclub fire in 1998, the fatal attack of the foreign minister in 2003, the South Asian tsunami in 2004, Hurricane Gudrun in 2005, forest fire Boden in 2006, E6 landslide in 2006, and a cyclone Per in 2007. Sweden has planned for many of the disasters that have previously happened. Terrorist attacks are part of the disasters that have been planned for by increasing security to influential people. New regulations and codes are a part of planning to maintain safe areas and bridges. Updating response teams with training for all disaster events such as fires, tornadoes, hurricanes, and winter storms are vital and must maintain updates to be most effective. Military is one of the participants in Sweden's Emergency Management Agency. Swedish Armed Forces respond to evacuations, terrorist attacks, environmental hazards, and rescue missions. The Coast Guard protects coastal waterways such as water hazards, environmental hazards, and rescue missions. Another participant in Sweden's Emergency Management Agency are volunteers. They provide first aid classes, other educational classes, collect donations, and help form relief teams. An example of volunteers would be the Swedish Red Cross. Participants also include international organizations, which consist of the government of Russian Federation and the government of the Republic of Latvia in the field of emergency prevention, preparedness, and response. There's an agreement between State Fire and Rescue Service of the Republic of Latvia and the Swedish Rescue Services Agency. There's cooperation between the Swedish Rescue Services Agency and the Ministry of Ukraine of Emergencies in the field of emergencies prevention and response. There's also an agreement between the Swedish Rescue Services Agency and the National Disaster Management Authority of Pakistan on cooperation in project development of urban search and rescue capacity in Pakistan. There's also an agreement on rescue services between Sweden, Denmark, Iceland, Norway, and Finland, along with dealing with harmful substances in the North Sea and protection of the marine environment of the Baltic Sea. Potential obstacles include training, education, communication, and cost effectiveness. Training must be maintained and updated periodically in order to have the best disaster management plan. Education must be spread throughout each community, informing each area what disasters and hazards they are prone to, allowing for the best knowledge of what to do in the event of an emergency. Communication is needed to conduct a response and recovery mission. Without the appropriate communication between response teams and government, it could lead to a failure. And they must have the means to respond and recover all disasters. Sweden is considered to have one of the most complex emergency management systems, along with the United States and Australia. Sweden is a member of the European Council, and they are often looked at for help in other countries in Europe and have been an influence to other European countries when it comes to disaster management, planning, and policy. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope you enjoyed it.